Hello, hello. Welcome to another video here on Lissa's Raw Food Romance. Today, I want to talk about how raw is not the finish line, or it is not a finish line. So let's talk about that in this video. Welcome back, and thank you again for spending time with me. I appreciate you. Before we begin, we've got 30% off our school community. This is our spring summer sale on our school community. It's 30% off your monthly membership. So if you sign up between now and the end of June, you only pay $33 a month instead of $47 a month. And you're locked in at $33 a month for as long as you're in the community. That's where we do our live raw food classes. You can watch all the replays, connect with others, join the monthly challenges, read the daily posts. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in there. We'd love to see you in there. And also, don't forget our new ebooks. We have 3 brand new ebooks that we just released in the raw bundle that we had that has ended. But if you missed it and you want to get our new stuff, everything is 40% off with code RAWFOOD40. The new Pause Please Perimenopause book, Nate's Raw Recovery about dental care and dental surgery recovery as a raw foodie, and Make It Raw 5 that we wrote with Chef AJ, where you can get the chick nuggets recipe, veg rolls, the quiche, the coconut quiche. Oh my gosh, there's so many fun recipes in that ebook. So grab those for 40% off. The links are down below for all the goodies. So let's talk about raw food being a destination or a finish line, so to speak. Like, a lot of people think, and I used to think this too, that once I became raw, everything would just fall into place and I wouldn't have to do anything else. Didn't have to really put much effort into exercise. I didn't have to really worry about my sleep. As long as I was raw, that was the finish line. But it's not a finish line. There's always things to improve. And during perimenopause, there are ways to shift and change within a raw vegan diet that are more supportive to the body during that phase of life. Because what worked, and we talked about this during the bundle, what worked for the 20 and 30 somethings doesn't necessarily work for the 40s and 50s and 60s and beyond either. Plus, a lot of men will say, oh, well, if you just eat this way, you're not going to have any perimenopause symptoms. But they're men, they don't understand. So even though they have good intentions, it's not always what we need. And every woman is going to go through different things. But having raw as the destination, like the final destination, or being that's the finish line. If I'm raw, I'm never going to experience anything ever again. This sets us up for unmet expectations and can cause people to fall off raw when they start to notice their body shifting or changing, or they need different support in some way. Now, not saying, obviously, you guys know I'm an ethical vegan. I'm not going to ever say to eat animal products, ever. That's just not even an option. But within the raw vegan world, like shifting from going from high fruit to maybe higher greens, or adding a little extra fats, or even adding supplements. If your blood test shows that you are low in iron, take a supplement. It's not bad. The raw diet isn't failing. It's just that your body might need a little extra support. Maybe you're not getting enough greens in. Maybe you're not absorbing it properly. But a supplement can help you to enjoy a raw diet while, not suffering trying to fit into someone's box or someone's idea of how you should do raw. So it being that finish line, we tend to neglect other things in our life because we're like, oh, as long as we're raw, we're not going to have to worry about anything. We still have to exercise. We still have to move. We still have to sleep properly. And that's like one of the more important things. We still have to eat variety for our microbiome. We still have to shift and move with the different stages of life. It's never a finish line. And when I was younger, this always sticks with me, is my teacher had a project and we were working on called Me, the Unfinished Masterpiece. So we are a masterpiece, but we're always unfinished. We're always growing. We're always changing. We're always shifting. And that's okay. It's okay to change and add things that are going to support us through the changes. And working on other things aside from just diet is really super important too. It's a continual commitment to live in alignment and keep choosing things that resonate in the moment of wherever we're at. For example, perimenopause, right? It's a different stage of life. So it's a continual commitment to being in alignment, listening to our bodies. And if we crave more greens, eat more greens, right? If we are craving more fats, eat more fats. It doesn't mean that, if you're craving these things, that the raw diet failed. We just need to shift and change based on where we're at. And there's no one size fits all raw diet. Food combining is a great example. Like, there are people who may benefit from that as they're growing their microbiome. It's not a place to stay, but they might feel more comfortable there as they're growing their microbiome, as they're adding more variety into their life. But it's not a blanket statement for everybody. Not everybody thrives on only fruit. Very few people do. And, more people need more greens and sprouts and herbs and spices for satiation, for microbiome growth, for more broader range of nutrition. And having that blanket statement that everyone should follow a specific protocol, again, sets people up for unmet expectations. There is no finish line. We're always changing. We're always shifting, again, within the realm of raw veganism, to really be open to trying different things and shifting. If things are feeling a little off, learn about your body, do some testing, talk to somebody who may have gone through that as well, and see what you can do within raw food to realign yourself. The person you want to become also isn't a static endpoint either. We're constantly shifting. We're constantly changing who we want to become. But we need to do today the things that we will be doing in the future if we want to change. So it's really important to think of that too. We're constantly changing all the time as people. So, our diets and what foods we choose is going to shift along with that. So ultimately, success is not an endpoint. Success is the daily consistent choices that we make and the daily alignment that we commit ourselves to, depending on the stage of life that we're in. That is not a finish line. Success doesn't mean that we arrive somewhere like doing a raw diet and expecting everything to be perfect, because things are going to change. We're going to age. We're going to move through stressful times in our life, and we're going to need different support at different times. So avoid thinking of following a raw diet as a finish line, and think of it as just alignment. What aligns with you right now, what works for your body in that stage. And that can release a lot of the pressure of having to be perfect, especially according to other people, especially if you're in perimenopause, according to younger people or men, because they're just not experiencing it the same way you are. No one is going to experience perimenopause in the same way. We're all going to have different experiences. Some people are going to have more symptoms than others, regardless of your diet. Of obviously the diet, sleep, exercise, those all play really big roles in how we experience it, but everyone's going to experience it differently based on how our microbiome is, our activity levels, and all of that. So shift and change, and know that there is no finish line. It's just a daily consistent practice. So I hope that releases some pressure for somebody out there today. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, we have 30% off our school community going on right now until the end of June. So if you sign up for school between now and the end of June, you are locked in at $33 a month instead of $47 a month. It's a great sale. We would love to see you in there. And if you missed the Raw bundle, all our new content is available, all 40% off. The new Pause Please book, Raw Recovery, Make It Raw 5, Raw Vegan Culinary Techniques, and all our previous content. We have 33 ebooks now. Everything is 40% off with code RAWFOOD40. So head on down to the description box below, and we'll be back tomorrow for another video. Until then, I love you so much, and fruit on.